Hey guys, thanks for completing the application. Mike, as I mentioned on the phone, everything looks great, so no problem getting you guys approved. Excellent credit, low debt ratios, and everything looks good. So really just a matter of finding a program that's going to make the most sense, balancing the total out-of-pocket and monthly payment. So like we talked about, just a couple different scenarios here at 440,000 purchase price and doing 10% down. So really just comparing the paying the upfront mortgage insurance to monthly mortgage insurance, or like an 80-10-10 with a 10% line of credit. So let me just jump right into it, and if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to see other options, I'm happy to run some numbers, but this will just be a good starting point on what we can do. So 30-year fixed, 440 purchase price, 10% down. First option here is with upfront mortgage insurance. So it's basically 1.2% of the loan amount that could either be paid upfront as a fee or built into the interest rate. And so in order to keep your out-of-pocket to a minimum, I've done the built in the interest rate. So 30-year fixed with no points, prepaying the mortgage insurance would be 4.375 today. And the way that payment would break down would be $19.77 principal and interest. You got your taxes of $375 and home insurance of $83 a month. And then that total payment is $24.35. And again, if you wanted to pay your taxes and insurance separate, that's definitely an option. So closing costs, a breakdown, so that's with no points, so no origination, no discount. Estimating title and escrow, appraisal fee, the bank does a small processing fee. Total closing costs right about $35.73. Then you got your prepaid items, a few days of interest, depending on which day of the month. It may be a few days more, a few days less. I'm using the 17 days, so assuming like 14th, 15th, middle of the month close date, and then we can adjust that once you're in contract. But then 6 months of property taxes and 2 months of reserves, plus a year's worth of home insurance paid up front. So right about $4,200 in prepaid items. So you got your down payment 44, your closing costs of 35.73, plus your prepaids of 4,224. Would be a total out of pocket at 51,797. And this, of course, is assuming that you're paying your taxes and insurance in through your escrow account. So if you were going to pay on your own, then you wouldn't have the large prepaid items here for 6 months taxes and insurance. Second option is 440 purchase price, 10% down. This is with the monthly mortgage insurance. So slightly lower interest rate. So basically a quarter is what the cost is to prepay versus the monthly. But the monthly is $122 a month for mortgage insurance, and slightly higher monthly payment. So $19.19 principal and interest, $122 for the mortgage insurance plus the taxes and insurance, right about $24.99. Closing costs all relatively the same, $35.73. Prepaids pretty much the same. Total out of pocket. Then the third option here, 440, and this is an 80% first loan, 10% down payment, and then a 10% second. And that second's a line of credit, so it's adjustable with Prime. Can change monthly, but Prime's been low for a number of years. So, but as they start raising rates, then that could be a factor. And the other thing to keep in mind on the 80-10-10 option is that the line of credit, the second mortgage, is strictly interest. So it's an interest-only payment, so you'd have to pay extra or throw some chunks at that second loan to get it to go away. But so 4.25 on a 30-year fix with no points. Principal and interest 1731, being at 80% on that first loan. 192 is the interest-only payment on the second, or the line of credit. And then the taxes and insurance, all the same. So 2382 total PITI payment. Closing costs are a little bit more because there's a couple $100 for the line of credit, different smaller title policy, and some costs on that loan as well. Right about $500. So right about $4,100 on closing costs. Prepaids are all the same if you're impounding, and cash due at closing is roughly the same. Really the only difference is small cost for the second loan. So those are three different options at the same purchase price, 440. We talked about trying to keep your payment under 2,500 and being 10% down. So all those would be a good fit, just a matter of which direction you want to go with it. Let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to see other options, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.